What's up, Texas Realtors? Let's talk about intermediary. This is probably the most hotly contested, misunderstood part of doing business in Texas. Your clients have got to agree to an intermediary before we sign a contract. You just have to read the form to know what the heck it says. It says right at the top, we have both a written agreement with the seller, that's a listing agreement. We have a written agreement with the buyer, that's a buyer's rep agreement. If you do not have a buyer's rep agreement, you do not have intermediary. Listen, look at my eyeballs. If you have a buyer that comes along to your listing that you have not been working with previously, they want to buy your listing. You already have a written agreement with the seller. We have no written representation agreement with the buyer. You just showed them your listing. We need to offer them representation. I represent the seller. I cannot give you my advice or opinion about this property. Would you like me to refer you to another agent to represent you? You refer them to another agent in your office. If they say yes, you get a referral fee from them. Both parties are represented. That's the best way to go about it. What if they say, no, I want to keep working with you? That's totally fine. I'm a sophisticated buyer. I don't need representation or advice. Whatever. That's fine. Stop what you're doing. Please do not just put them on a buyer's rep agreement and then turn around and put them on an intermediary the next second. That's goofy. We're going to make them sign a piece of paper that says, I'm going to represent you. The next thing they sign is going to be, I can't give you advice or opinion. They can just be an unrepresented buyer. There's nothing wrong with that. Agents, separate intermediary in the contract with what you're thinking of in the MLS, how you get paid. Do you get credit for both sides? If you're truly doing an intermediary without appointments, which means there's one agent, your broker didn't appoint one to the buyer, one to the seller. If you have a buyer you've been working with already, that you have a buyer's rep with, and they want to see your listing, fine, that's intermediary without appointments. Don't just put somebody on an intermediary and a buyer's rep because somebody wants to come see your listing. Buyers can be unrepresented if they choose to be. If they say, no, I don't want another agent to represent me, give them an IABS, give them a relationship disclosure notice. I'll put the number on here that says you represent the seller. It's a very tricky position to be in. Intermediary without appointments, or if you have an unrepresented buyer on your listing. Please be careful that you are not doing too much. It's because we want to help and we're people pleasers. We got to be careful about what we're doing. I see this all the time. We see an intermediary relationship form. I'm like, where's the buyer's rep? I don't have a buyer's rep. Then you don't have intermediary. Get rid of the form. We got to do an amendment, strike the form. Because if you don't have the buyer's rep and the listing agreement, you do not have intermediary. I hope that helped. You could just read the form. It's pretty self-explanatory. Thanks, bye.